He was giving them the business.
Too. Did you ever see that interview? I was going to pull it up, but I couldn't find the best audio for it. But do you know they used to call him Laser Show?
Yes, I remember Laser Show.
Yeah, because he was getting interviewed and they were trying to bust David Ortiz's chops because Ortiz was in a slump. And they say, so what do you think about, Big Papi's slump? And Dustin Pedroia goes, listen, first of all, he's our teammate. I'm not going to sell him out like it's just a slump. He's a great player. He's got to get out of it. He goes, what happened a couple years ago? I had 60 at bats and I was batting like 177. What happened after that? Laser Show.
Yeah, dude. Is Dustin, in your mind, you're a homer, so this could be a bad question, but is Dustin Pedroia a Hall of Famer in your mind?
No.
You don't think so?
1,800 hits, 140 home runs, one MVP, but
yep. He had an MVP.
Yeah, he had an MVP. Him and Mookie are the most recent. Yeah.
Interesting though, because everybody who wins an MVP doesn't turn out to be a Hall of Famer. Chris Bryant's probably not a Hall of Famer. He won MVP.
No, I don't. He was too injury plagued. I mean, he's a great player. He belongs like in like a Red Sox Ring of Fame or whatever. Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Ring of Fire.
Dude, when I was back. Remember when I was hanging out with the Foo Fighters at Fenway Park?
Oh yeah, just a classic little moment in Brian. Yes, I do remember.
Well,
hey, you remember that time I was hanging out there with the Foo Fighters in fucking Fenway?
So one of the greatest days of my life, I had unfettered access to Fenway Park, which to this day, my dad, every time I bring it up, he goes, "You son of a bitch." So pissed that he's never been able to do that. I threw pitches in the bullpen. I threw pitches in the indoor warm-up spot.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy because me and you did a tour of the Diamondback Stadium, but we didn't have you had just like an all-access pass, and that meant you could just do whatever.
Yeah, and the all-access pass was I have it somewhere. I don't have time to go get it, but the pass said all access, and it had a really old Red Sox on it. I want to say it was like something Hoover, like a guy from like the Ken Burns, like 1920 doc on there. But then I got to go into the Green Monster. This is going to come back to Pedroia in a second, but I was in the Green Monster. I was writing Jeter sucks, or Jeter still sucks. And he had already retired.
Jeter has AIDS.
I did not do that, but still thinking about getting that shirt.
Yeah. Wait. So yeah, sorry, just quickly. That was the Jeter has AIDS was just a shirt people were selling outside of Fenway.
Yeah. To tell you how much the culture has changed and how the times have changed. When I found out about the Jeter has AIDS shirts, the journalist who was reporting about it was portraying them as entrepreneurial college kids with a bright future ahead of them because they were hustlers. Yeah. So it was like it's been like scrubbed off the internet. I've tried to find it because I've been talking about it since I found out about it. But in those years, in the 04, 05 years and 03, when Boone hit the home run to knock the Red Sox out, and then they came back, that when the rivalry was real intense again, there were some kids selling Jeter has AIDS shirts, and they were sold the fuck out like immediately. Yeah.
And if anybody listening has a Jeter has AIDS shirt, they could send over my dude Brian's way. Hit me up,
dude. Seriously, I mean, obviously I could make one, but I'd prefer to have theirs. I feel like the J might have been the sock. I'm not sure, but maybe
that's good.
I'm not sure, but so I'm in the bullpen of Fenway Park. I mean, I'm in the Green Monster rather, and I'm writing Jeter still sucks or whatever. Right next to where Tom Petty signed it.
Wow.
And
dude, so not only did you have all access, you had access to graffiti.
Dude,
you were able to do whatever you wanted to a point where that they were like, "How about you graffiti on the stadium?"
This is a true story. My father saw my signature on the pesky pole on TV.
The Jeter still sucks.
No, I just wrote like Brian Vokey. I don't know. I don't remember. I was too amped up. I think I wrote something stupid. Like
you wrote something nice. You're like, "Love the Sox," instead of like Jeter has AIDS.
That's more of a behind the scenes graffiti. But I guess they were showing a Red Sox game and they were like pesky pole, and they started from the field and they zoomed up the pole, and because no player has graffitied it, but that's where I was. I was in the outfield when I wrote on it, so I had lower access than everybody else. So I have, I mean, I don't know if it's changed, but at that time I had the lowest signature on pesky pole. So when they showed it on the camera, my dad calls me, he goes, "Did you sign pesky pole?" I was like, "I just saw it on ESPN."
That's my boy graffitiing.
I
That's
know,
my son's graffiti.
real Homer Bart moment. But the best thing though is they got like kids who run the scoreboard. They have like 13, 14-year-old kids. That's like a summer thing for them. And they switch out the scoreboard. And they had the kid in there because they were making the scoreboard say Foo Fighters and 7/7. I think it was July 7th or something. So it was like saying 7/7/17 or whatever on the runs, errors, and all that shit. And so the kid was in there and he was like, it was like another era. He was listening to the Red Sox game on a little like a little radio, like a little box radio, because the Red Sox were on the road at that time.
Yeah.
So the Red Sox game was on the radio, and I'm sitting there writing Jeter still sucks next to Tom Petty, and then the kid goes, JBJ just ripped a homer. The kid started running around and he was like in heaven, dude. Like, he was obsessed with the Sox. He was the scoreboard kid working in there. But anyway, so I go into the locker room because that's what they made the green room for the band. And in the
home locker room or away locker room?
Home. Pretty
That's
fancy
a fucking
shit.
royal treatment, dude.
Yeah, dude. Big fucking Red Sox on the carpet. I got pictures of it. But the only picture in there hanging up, like they have some paintings on the wall that say like World Series champions, 03, 07, 13, 18. But well, yeah, I don't think, no, this was 2017, I think. I don't remember. But anyway, the only picture there, and this was after Trump was elected, was Dustin Pedroia shaking Obama's hand. And that was the only picture in the locker room. And it was like a shitty, like yellowed, like curling up at the edges picture. Yeah. But they won it in 18. So I don't think they had a chance, but they didn't go. I don't think they went to the White House.
For Mr. Trump, I don't think they did either.
I'm pretty sure they didn't.
A lot of people didn't. He's like, I don't care. Fuck you, bitch.
Who did he get, Burger King or McDonald's for?
He did it like 3 times, but he did it for Clemson and a few other people.
Right,
well, he did it the first time and people made a big stink about it, so he probably thought it was funny to do it more, which is just kind of classic shit. Dude, remember when we did that tour of the Diamondback Stadium, and then we'll go back into this in a second, where they kept like, which was awesome, probably the best $9 you could spend in Phoenix. But
we just had it out that we paid for it.
Oh, whatever.
I always kind of made it look like, we had an in.
What did that awful comedy club put us there? That fucking worst that comedy club that was so bad that we invited Ty Rivera to the show just to see him get into it with the club owner because we knew that they didn't like each other and we hated it. So we were having such a bad time that we invited. We were talking to Ty Rivera. He said that he's had beef with that club owner. We said, hey, how about you come by and do a spot just to see him argue with that 500-pound guy.
Like, and that bitch didn't have the guts to tell me off to my face. He ran like a little pussy.
I remember all of us just walking in, me, you, and Ty, and whoever he was, Ty's boyfriend or whatever at the time, and him walking by me and like, hi, Steve. And we hated that place so much, and they were so shitty already that we just like, we're like, dude, let's see if we can stir up some drama here in Mesa, Arizona at this awful comedy club.
And bringing it back to the beginning, I was performing in a George Strait shirt tucked into jeans.
Yeah, because we were so bored and it was so hot that we went to Waylon Jennings' grave and then we sat in a thrift store for fucking 3 hours. Dude, that video that I have of you in that, I had posted it a while back, but that video I have of you in that thrift store, just like, it's almost like you're not even blinking. You're just staring at nothing. And it's like, this is literally what comedy on the road is when you're not making a lot of money. We ate at Waffle House 3 times. We watched all of Hard Knocks. We went to Waylon Jennings' grave, and then we sat in that thrift store, and then we started
we watched Arizona Cardinals Hard Knocks, which was Bruce Arians, who's now in the Super Bowl. He's dude, we'll get into that later. But Bruce Arians is Florida Andy Reid. If Andy Reid moved to Florida,
dude, I was reading more about Dustin Pedroia today, and it's like I know a lot about him. Obviously, I love a scrappy little guy like that. There's always a good scrappy little dude like that in
5'9",
5'9", just scrappy, fucking hits it all over the place. He's kind of Jose Altuve-ish without the cheating. Maybe with
299 lifetime average.
Yeah, dude. But so he played 9 games in the last 3 years. Because whenever I told you he retired, which we both agreed on, is they should have done it probably 3 years ago. But it sucks because I think he's had a lot of emotional shit, especially because he's kind of gone. where he's like, oh, I think I'm healthy enough to come back. I think I'm healthy enough to come back.
Yeah.
And then it's just setback. Played 9 games in the last 3 years. But before that, dude, he hit 318 in 2016, hit 293 in 2017. And in 2017, with that 293, apparently he was like injured the whole time. Because you know what happened to his knee, right?
Yeah, it exploded, didn't it?
He tore some shit up that kind of just kept down spiraling. But you know what it all stems from is from a Manny Machado dirty slide.
Oh, the Manny Machado slide.
So that, which sounds like a very strange dance move, but that kind of fucked him, and he played the rest of the season like with no anything. But
he also had a broken wrist, if I remember.
Yeah, broken wrist. He's gotten banged up, dude. But it's because he plays it. In my mind, he's a very old school style of baseball player. He hits it all over the park. He plays hard every play. He's a less dirty Chase Utley.
Yeah, he's got that Larry Bird, Dennis Rodman kind of mystique around him. Bobby Orr. There's a million pictures of him just laying out.
Yeah.
Although he wouldn't have to sell out so hard if he was like 4 inches taller. But
yeah. But it's got a chip on his shoulder. So he's a smaller guy, so he plays harder. But in December of 2020, he got like a partial knee replacement and could never run again.
Yeah, well, yeah, I remember that interview. It was heartbreaking. It was the exact.
I don't like that.
They did like a little mini doc on him, and it was the exact opposite of the Alex Smith one, where it had a horrible ending.
Yeah.
Because he got his knee replacement and he was rehabbing and he felt great. And then one morning he said he woke up and his knee was just huge, just full of fluid. And they were like, look, there's nothing we can do. I have a video or an audio I want to play of this kind of went around the internet a few years ago, but Pedroia was at the roast of David Ortiz, and he didn't really roast him. He just told a story about apparently, and I watched a follow-up interview that we're not going to watch, where Pedroia says this is true, that Ortiz didn't know his name for 9 seasons.
So
9
and
seasons.
They're like the 2 best players on the team.
Yeah. Here's the story.
So I'd already played with David for, I don't know, 9 years, and I hit right in front of him for 9 years. And I was kind of struggling at the plate, and we go on deck, and we're playing the Indians at home. And the umpire went to go pee, so the catcher blocked the ball, and he didn't have a ball, and the ball kind of rolled over. The catcher comes over to me and goes, hey, what's up, Dustin? I go, hey, what's up, man? David walks over and goes, what did he call you?
The fuck did he call you?
I said, Dustin. He goes, why did he call you that? That's my name. Is that right? I played 1,600 games with you. They've actually said it 5,000 times. Now batting, number 15, Dustin Pedroia. And he goes,
That is so funny.
He thought his name was Pee Wee.
Because that's what he called him.
I'm standing there. I've got a hit a week. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, you thought my parents would name me Pee Wee?
That is so fucking funny, dude. No, David Ortiz is so funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if it was still playing, but he's just in his own world so much that that is so funny.
He's straight up like Tracy Jordan in 30 Rock.
Yeah, 100%.